So the Fantastic Beasts series has been a little bit hit and miss so far, however, that's all about to change as the Secrets of Dumbledore really does put the Wizarding World back on top. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore, which is the third entry as far as the Fantastic Beasts series is concerned, and the 11th as far as the wider Wizarding World series. And like I said, I'm really pleased to say that The Secrets of Dumbledore is actually really good. It's full of adventure, loads of twists and turns, loads of unexpected storyline developments. It's full of humour, incredibly breathtaking visuals, and so many wider Harry Potter references, which just makes this movie so good. And I'm really glad that they listened to the feedback that the fans had at the end of the second movie, as they really addressed a lot of that for this installment. And now I just can't wait to see what the next final two installments are going to be. But as far as this third movie is concerned, we are going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So following the end of the second Fantastic Beasts movie, the stage is set for Grindelwald to reign supreme over the magical world with the aim of taking over the human muggles world. So Dumbledore is now recruiting Newt and his friends to try to stop Grindelwald and his army, and the film then explores whether or not they are going to be successful in doing so, whilst also exploring the relationship and the backstory between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and to see the blood pact that these two characters share, which stops and prevents them for actually going head to head in this war. So I feel like from a storyline point of view, this movie is really interesting. Now from a positive perspective, like I said, I absolutely loved all of the Harry Potter references. I feel like the first two movies had very little Harry Potter throwbacks, which I understand why, as they were trying to set their own new space within the Wizarding World, but I feel like this movie really does embrace it so much more, especially as Dumbledore is so much more of a bigger player this time around. And I feel like it's really nice to kind of have all these throwbacks to Harry Potter. And I feel like I said before as well, the storyline is really compelling, loads of twists and turns, and really thrilling as well, along with some great plotline developments that take place in this world as well. There are a lot of gasps in my theatrical complex when certain situations were taking place on screen, and I really love the focus actually on Grindelwald and Dumbledore, as these two characters are so brilliant and they really do put their relationship at the forefront in this movie, and you can really understand a lot more about their backstory, which of course really impacts what they're doing in the present. Like I said earlier on as well, this movie is really funny as well, lots of laugh out loud moments, and very similarly my theatrical complex were bursting out laughing in certain sequences, which is absolutely wicked. And I feel like Newt really steps it up as well as a true leader for the good side's army, and I feel like he is really great in terms of integrating with all of the wider team members, and I just feel like he carries this movie really well. However, from a negatives movie, as this is the third entry within the Fantastic Beasts movie, it really does feel like a third entry movie, as it does set up a lot of cool stuff, but it does kind of leave you waiting for the final two installments to kind of complete them. So it feels a little bit similar to Dune. All of the criticism that people were giving the Dune movie in terms of, it's a bit of a 3-hour big long trailer for the second movie. This movie in some respects does feel a little bit like that, as it just is setting up future installments for the future. But that being said, there are some really cool tight storylines as well that it deals with, and so from a storyline perspective, I feel like The Secrets of Dumbledore is actually really strong. So from a cast and characters point of view, The Secrets of Dumbledore really does step it up compared to the first two movies, as it really does firstly focus on a wide spectrum of characters, but it never feels too stuffed, and I feel like they develop each of them really well. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, of course, we have Eddie Redmayne, who is this world's version of Harry Potter, but I do feel like they made this character a lot more funnier, a lot more slicker, and a lot more heroic, while still being the nice guy that we all know and love from the first two installments. And he is still a bit of a magical zoologist, which is really cool, and all of the animals that he is looking after are absolutely hilarious. There are some wicked sequences with certain fantastic beasts, which is just so brilliant, and it's really great to see Newt sharing the screen with a lot more characters and just interacting with all of them really well, while still being the main focus of this film. Next up we have Jude Law, who very similarly, like I said, is elevated so much further as the Dumbledore character. I feel like people were criticising the first two movies as they weren't involving the Dumbledore character that much, and they really do address that in this movie, as Dumbledore really is leading from the front, and this is such a clever guy that is always one step ahead, and of course has so much history with all of the Potter movies. So it's really great to see this character. And the way in which Jude Law acts in this movie is really, really very similar to the way in which Dumbledore is played in the Harry Potter movies, and so I feel like Jude Law is doing such a good job as Albus Dumbledore. Next up we have Mads Mikkelsen, who is now playing the recasted version of Grindelwald. I feel like the shadow of Johnny Depp unfortunately is over this movie quite a lot, as he was just so phenomenal as the Grindelwald character across the second movie. But that being said, Mads Mikkelsen does do a good job in being able to create a slightly different version of this character, a true mastermind of evil, villain that is able to cause so much massive destruction, and he's got a bit of a blood pact with the Dumbledore character, and you find out a lot more about the history between these two characters. Grindelwald has got an ability in this movie where he is able to tell what's going to happen in the future, but they don't really use it that well. I feel like they could have done so much more with this, as it caused so much terror, and it was going to be something that Dumbledore is going to allow all of the characters to try to outsmart him and to try to confuse him and to try to be one step ahead, which of course he is, but I just feel like they could have really tapped into this so much more. We've also got Dan Fogler returning as Jacob Kowalski. Absolutely hilarious. I love all of the expressions that this guy has, and was just having such laugh out loud moments from everyone in my cinema complex. I feel like this guy was just so brilliantly playing this character. This time he's got his own magical wand, and all of those sequences where you see a bit of a muggle trying to do magic was just absolutely wicked. We've also got Ezra Miller returning as the Credence character. At the end of the second movie, it was revealed to him that he has a bit of a connection with a certain other character, and they really do explore that really, really well in this movie. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more, but of course they're going to do that in the fourth and fifth movie. It's a shame that Ezra Miller isn't doing PR support for this movie, as he could have really added a lot to all of the interviews, but I just feel like this character is really, really great, and I feel like the first two movies really did focus on him, especially his troubled past, the fact that he was rejected, and the fact that Grindelwald is really pulling out all of the magical, powerful aspects of this character, and I'm really, really intrigued to see what's going to happen next. He isn't as big of a character as he was in the previous two movies, but he's still definitely making a massive presence in this film. We've also got the Queenie character, who at the end of the second movie went over to Grindelwald's side, so the conflict within this character is just brilliantly portrayed, and the fact that she obviously does have a bit of a soft spot for the Jacob Kowalski character is really done really, really well in this film. Tina, who was a big character in the first two movies, hasn't got as big of a presence in this one, but we do see brand new characters being introduced in this movie. They are used and utilized really, really well. And then finally, we also have Theseus Scamander, who is the brother to Newt, and I feel like they share some really, really cool sequences, and so from a cast and characters point of view, they're actually really, really great in the Secrets of Dumbledore. So from a visuals point of view, the third Fantastic Beasts movie looks absolutely incredible. Of course, the clues in the title, they've got loads of beasts still in this movie, and all of them are absolutely hilarious. Some of them are very magical, a lot of Pokemon aspects in this movie for sure, from a Fantastic Beasts point of view. But not only that, they've got loads of magical sequences as well. I love all of the magical battles that take place. Really wicked and really gripping chase sequences as well. And this movie boasts some incredible locations that they go to, truly unbelievable actually, especially the ones right at the end of this movie. They look so, so good, and there are some really cool cave battle sequences as well. Characters have to be really, really quiet to not alert these other massive beast characters. So I feel like from a visuals point of view, Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore actually looks absolutely awesome. So from a comparisons point of view, like I said right in the beginning, this movie actually is the best Fantastic Beasts movie released so far. I don't think still it's as good as the awesome, absolutely incredible, iconic Harry Potter series. Maybe you could say that this movie is slightly stronger than Order of the Phoenix, which I personally feel is the weakest of the Harry Potter movie series. But that being said, I feel like this movie from a Fantastic Beasts perspective is really, really strong, as I feel like they addressed all of the things that people were moaning and complaining about from the first two movies, as it's not as drawn out, and I feel like they've really focused on characters, all of them focus on magic. Is really, really cool. All of the connections back to the wider Harry Potter wizarding world is really, really wicked too. And I just feel like it's a lot more gripping from a storyline narrative, and is naturally and organically really, really funny. And I feel like the new characters just add so much more. So from a comparisons perspective, like I said, this is easily the strongest Fantastic Beasts movie, and now I'm really excited and really keen to see what they're going to be doing in the final two installments as well. So overall, with Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by this movie. It really took me by surprise, as it's such a wicked film, and I actually haven't been the biggest fan thus far of the Fantastic Beasts movies so far released. So I feel like this movie does a really, really good job in terms of really recapturing the audience's magic and wonder and all of the excitement that everyone fell in love with the Wizarding World in the first place. And the fact that they filmed this entire movie during COVID times, as well as the fact with Johnny Depp leaving the movie, I feel like they had quite a lot against them, but they did a really, really good job in turning this into a really enjoyable movie. Really, really epic, absolutely brilliant character sequences. The storyline just got better and better. The locations and the visuals just kept getting better and better as well. And like I said before, I'm really intrigued and excited to see what's going to happen in the final 2 installments. But as far as the Secrets of Dumbledore is concerned, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of this movie, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.